Hello. Oh. Hi. Wait, okay, my thing is on. Everything's on. Okay, cool. Great. Sorry for the extra long intro. I forgot that I had some stuff to take care of. I was doing my laundry. My bad. I was already late and I felt bad. Whatever. Anyways, we're back once again on Route 3. Nobody's surprised. Yes, I still haven't gotten it yet. But, you want to know what I did get? The day after. It was last Friday. So, last Saturday, I kept shiny hunting. I was in the 5,000 range, 5,500. I'm like, oh, maybe this is going to be a normal hunt. It's going to go to a normal number. No, I didn't get another rat. You can't get rats on this route. I got another bird. Because of course I did. And I named her Niederrand Woman. Because it was fitting. It only made sense. So, I mean, wow, I got a shiny Niederrand female. Just ignore how she looks. Yeah, no, modest is a terrible nature for a bird. But it's fine because I don't plan on using her. So there's that. And I haven't gotten any shinies past that, but I also haven't been hunting very much. Just 'cause. I was kind of tired. But I'm back on it. I'm back on to grind. We might reach half odds again tonight, but we'll see. If I lock in, maybe. Which is easier said than done. But on stream, sorry. On stream it's easier to do because I'm not tempted to do other things. It's like, oh, this is my activity right now. My dual activity is shiny hunt and also talk. Ugh. Yeah, anyway, sorry for not streaming on Tuesday. I was exhausted, frankly. I had my doctor's appointment Tuesday and I had to wake up pretty early for that because, you know, I had to like take the metro into the city and then walk there, which kind of takes like 50 minutes to an hour. And since they want you to be there early, I got there early. So it's like, okay, well, to get there at 8:30, I was waking up at 6, which is earlier than I usually do. So I was really tired, but it was fine. Funnily enough, it was also a day where Daisy went to daycare, and I was like, hey, hey, Mom, since you're already doing this, can I, like, come with you? And she's like, all right, sure. So I had Daisy sitting in my lap the entire time, and she was pretty good about it. Asterisk. The asterisk is, I mean, she's usually fine, you know, she might get a little antsy, she might try to climb into the driver's seat because she wants attention. That's the only thing. She wants attention, but when you know they were dropping me off at the metro, Daisy was like, "Oh my god. There's people. Bark, bark, bark." So she wasn't very happy about that, but whatever. It went fine. It went fine. But you know what didn't go fine? The part where I'm trying to be like, hey, yeah, that thing that I sent you a message about like scheduling like this pre-op thingy or whatever. And she's like, oh yeah, we can do that next time. And I'm like, fuck you mean? Fuck you mean? And then she brought up being like, all right, well, your fuck-ass insurance isn't gonna cover this. And I'm like, yeah, I knew that. I knew that, we're not surprised. And like, oh, well, you know, we work with LGBTQ people, so, you know, we have a lot of knowledge in this area. We might be able to, like, hook you up with different insurance. and, you know, I was kind of like, huh. Well, that might not be a bad idea. Just because. Being like, damn, well, if I can make someone else pay for it, you know, that'd be kind of swag. But then it's also like, well, that's bound to take some time. Which means that I would have to reschedule this shit, which I'm like, you know what? I'm not terribly happy at that prospect, actually, so not sure what to do. And I asked for a second opinion the next day. I asked my therapist, and he's like, you know what? I would call and try and make this appointment regardless. And that's also what my parents said. So I did that today. That's what I did today. That's my main accomplishment of today. I made one single phone call, and I'm still not entirely sure I'll be able to get what I want. Ain't that a bitch, huh? And this time, it's not even my fault. Hi, Leap. Hi, waving. I'm still looking for rat. I guess rabbit. I'm still looking for rabbit. Rabbit looking for rabbit. Rabbit for rabbit. Anyways, so my main claim to fame today is I made one phone call. And in that phone call, I remember I explicitly said, hi, I would like to schedule a pre-op for a surgery that I am going to have soon. Can I schedule this? And the guy's like, yeah, sure. It's with a different person. And, you know, is it bad that part of me was like, yes, different person. I'm not gonna have to navigate talking with this person that I find a little difficult to talk to. So I'm like, okay. But then I get the message like, robber baron, how? Don't call yourself a robber baron, Jesus. Anyways, because they use like an app or whatever where you can track your prescriptions and send messages to doctors and shit. So I check and I see the appointment. It's next Friday, slay. But I take a closer gander at it and I'm like, follow up? Fuck you mean follow up? Should I message the person being like, hey, I don't know what it says in your system, but I need it to be this specifically. This is a very time-sensitive issue. Because that's one of the things, the earliest thing that they gave me was next Friday. And I'm like, that's fine. But it has to be the thing that I need. Because I need to get that done basically before the end of the month. I have a couple days after, but I'm like, well, if they need to process some paperwork or whatever, and that takes a couple days, I need to get all my shit submitted by April 3rd. Or else I dead ass will have to reschedule, which I would really like to not do. So, TLDR, I'm kind of stressed because things are complicated and I hate calling people and nobody's giving me a straight answer. And also this app sucks ass and I fucking hate it. In parentheses, it's not the worst. I like being able to message people. And you know what? I don't expect an immediate response. I'm like, they'll get back to me when they get back to me, but it's a lot easier than leaving a voicemail. You just get a message back whenever you get a message back. But good grief. Anyways, I figured that I probably wasn't able to make the appointment with the person that I was already seeing because she doesn't have any time slots for the rest of the month. Which I'm like, wow, you know, would have been really great if you could have told me that beforehand, but no. No such thing. Annoying. But on prescriptions, because my fuck-ass insurance ain't gonna cover shit because they hate me and they're transphobic, I have a new prescription, in theory, which would be cheaper overall and would last longer. So, yay. But they were having technical problems the day of, so I'll have to actually... I was gonna wait a couple days and then be like, hey, I don't see this. Where is it? But there's that. It's also at the easier to get to location, so yippee! Why has everything gotta be so fucking complicated? Why can't I just be like, hey, I want this. Can I have this? And they go, okay, we will get you this exact thing that you wanted. Literally everything else has gone fine. And has been straightforward. It's just been working with the fucking doctors. But it's fine. It's fine. In parentheses, it's not fine, and I'm really stressed about it. I'm doing that because I had a hard time sleeping last night. Part of it was because of stress, right? But another part of it is because instead of streaming on Tuesday, I decided to finish Game Called Off. I'm trying to resist so hard. I'm resisting the demons to say like, no, I can't say that I can't say that I beat off because, well, yes, the Game Called Off. Why? Why is it called that? I know why it's called that. It's called off because you switched the off. That's what I did. I played the remake specifically, and that matters. Because the soundtrack in the last battle is like, that shit's scary. I'm scared. I had the scary part of the song playing in my brain on loop all last night until I fell asleep. I'm like, what the hell? What the fuck? By the way, you have inspired me to reclaim my Budu. If you remember the 8192 in the Safari Zone that ran, you should! It would be so swag. I was gonna say, if you want to do it at the same time that a bunch of other people will also be safari hunting, look out for sometime in June, probably. Safari Week. Oh, I'm gonna be in the freaking zone. I'm excited. If everything goes well, I should be recovering from surgery at the same time. Ah! It would be so swag. I'm not sure if I should do it in the Safari Zone or somewhere that there's more Badoo. Well, why not both? I say that because, I was gonna say I've done something similar, but no, I plan to do something similar because my first shiny was a Wurmple in Eterna Forest. Woo, recovery or something. I have to actually get the fucking pre-op before we can celebrate, so hope that works out. What was I saying? Oh yeah, my first shiny, Wurmple, Pokemon Diamond. But I was a dumb little baby child. And I picked Turtwig. That wasn't the bad decision. The bad decision was not knowing how to play Pokemon. And because of that, I don't pre-celebrate it, because if I have to reschedule, y'all are gonna be so disappointed. Stop, let me finish speaking. Yeah, I got my ass kicked by Gardenia. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to lose all that money. And I lost because my team was shit and my starter was Turtwig. And I turned off my game because I didn't want to lose the money. And so I lost the Wurmple. And a few years later, like several years, I went back to Eterna Forest in a different game, and I got it from Radar. And in my brain, she's a Dustox now. Her name is Maxwell. That is the spiritual successor of that Wurmple, but I still want to hunt it in the original way that I got it. Which was with Cheryl. So I'll do that eventually. Anyway, that's what I meant when I said both. Why limit yourself? I'm excited. I'm excited to be in the Johto Safari Zone. Part of me wants to try and reclaim the Houndoom that I lost last year, but there's so many cooler things in the Johto Safari Zone. Funnily enough, they're all like yellowy orange, the ones that I want to get. Because I want to look for Torkoal or Cacnea or Vibrava. And I think 2 of them are in the same zone. I don't know, I'd have to re-look at my setup. Because while Johto's Safari Zone is really cool, it is also kind of hard to keep track of. But TLDR, you put shit down and you get points, and the points get you different things. And the longer the zones are there, you get a multiplier. So you're saying I should go in Safari Zone, hunt forever for shiny Budew, then do it again with that person that hangs out with you in the forest? No, I'm saying you could do either one that appeals to you first, but then later, if you really want to, you could do the other one. Cooler than Houndoom? Oh, Vibrava would be cooler. Exactly! I'm sorry, Vibrava's really cool. And I really like the color. I know, orange hater. But it's so cool. And then in my other Gen 4 Safari Zones, in like Platinum and stuff, I'm gonna hope for a Carnivine or a Krogunk, or I'm a fake fan, Skorupi. Fake Skorupi fan. Or Shroomish, but that's only in Platinum. I was gonna say I only have 1 Platinum. Technically a lie, I have my French game. And then if I'm at the Safari Zone in this game, if I'm past Route 3, by the time June rolls around, then we'll look for something there. But I don't know what. I low-key kind of want to fish. Because fishing up a shiny Dratini would objectively be swaggier than getting it in the game corner. Yes? Okay, we agree. But yeah, losing out on a Houndoom is kind of tragic. It's not like, oh, I lost an Execute. I lost a fucking Houndoom. Is there any other cool shiny in that Safari Zone? I can't actually remember in the original game I found Budew in Diamond or Platinum. I mean, in Diamond or Platinum, I'd say that the coolest things, well, it depends on if you have the national decks. Because if you have the national decks, you can get more stuff. But you can get, Yanma. There's Krogunk, Skorupi, Carnivine. But those are like daily spawns. And the daily spawns are low percent. You can get Wooper or Quagsire. Those are pretty cool. In terms of daily spawns, I know that there's like Tropius, Shroomish, Kecleon, Kangaskhan, probably some other ones that I can't think of. But there's some interesting stuff. I'll be honest, it does feel like there's less variety than in some of the other games, but oh well. It has some stuff that I really want. Parentheses, Carnivine. I really, really want Carnivine specifically. I don't know, ever since seeing Carnivine in the Weewa trailer, I kind of have my heart set on using one. I really want a Carnivine. I don't know why. Maybe it's also because I've been seeing videos pop up and they have like, literally, who the fuck cares about Carnivine? That's the energy they give. What is bro doing? Why is he here? He's here because I want him to be. Okay? It's silly. Did you not watch the Diamond and Pearl anime? Carnivine is so quintessentially Gen 4 to me. And yet it's weirdly rare. It only spawns in the Safari Zone, I think. At 10%. Funnily enough, if you do end up doing Great Marsh in Diamond Pearl Platinum, if you get Azurill or Bidoof, that's unironically super hype. Because they're both 1%. For some reason. I think it might only be in Diamond and Pearl, actually. Because Platinum has the better pool. I don't know. I wish I liked Shiny Scyther more. Because otherwise, I would be tempted to try and look for one in this game. Not in terms of like using it on my team. That would be incredibly unrealistic. But just like as a chase. But I'll be honest, I think Shiny Scyther is kind of lame. I think it's super lame. And I don't particularly care for Shiny Scizor either, so... And I like Scyther more anyways. No whimsy allowed. James is such a bro with this Pokemon. I fucking love Carnivine. Because of that guy. What a silly little goober. Oh wait, speaking of, I saw Venus Flytrap, so, this weekend. Well, first of all, went to hang out with some folks, which was nice. But I also got a plant, so I think I mentioned a couple weeks ago how one of mine, like, died. I was gonna prune it, but then I felt the stem, and I was like, oh, you're rotting. Oh, dear. I got another one. We also got some seeds that I should plant. But low-key, I've been exhausted this whole week, so... I didn't do that. I'll think about it tomorrow. But I was gonna send an email tomorrow to the freaking surgeons with all the information that I need to give them, presumably sans the fucking pre-op. Can you tell that I'm being tormented by this? Sorry, it's funny. It was not funny when I was going through it, having this scary ass soundtrack playing in my mind, stressing about this goddamn appointment. Ugh. That was a good game though. Excellent, excellent game. My friend, well, I don't think he's been telling me to play it for years, but he's definitely mentioned it, and he specifically mentioned like, oh yeah, I watched Markiplier play off back way in the day. And it is pretty good. And I'm like, wow, that's super cool. Doesn't think about it any further. Little did I know. Why is there so much controversy over the soundtrack? I think people need to... I think y'all need to get a grip. Because from what I understand, the drama is that it's different, and different is bad, actually. People acting like Toby Fox made the entire soundtrack to the new game. I don't know what it gives me, but it gives me a weird vibe. Because it's objectively not true. And from what I understand, they kind of had to. Something about, like, either the original maker of the soundtrack lost the original files, couldn't properly source the original samples, so there might be copyright issues. And I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. So they made new songs, and it's like, well, if you don't like the new songs, you can play the original. You can play the original, although the original has a slur in it. That's funny. It's not funny. It was like a huh. It was a huh moment. Things that make you go huh. Truly it was a time capsule moment for me. It's like, oh my god, wait. Yeah, no, this is from 2008. This is definitely when people said that a ton. And then it became socially unacceptable. Thank goodness. And now it's unfortunately becoming socially acceptable again. Stop that. Don't say slurs. Don't say slurs. Don't say slurs. Slurs are bad. Anyway, still a good game. It's gonna occupy my brain space forever. I'm still mad about it though. Should I play Platinum or Diamond? Well, if you're doing it specifically to hunt Budu, you should look at the percentage chances of it spawning per game. But I'm gonna say Platinum because in more interesting potential phases. I'm not actually sure if it spawns in Platinum. You know what? Let's look. Great Marsh. We're doing some looking. I want to beat the game as it would be the second Pokemon game I've ever beaten. What's the first one? I mean, if you want to do that, then I would recommend Platinum. Platinum is just the better game, frankly. The other being Sun, nice. Love Gen 7. Oh my god. I don't care about the flea chance. Arbok? I did not know you could get Arbok. Or maybe I did, I just forgot. Oh my god, I don't care about the items. Zooril is a 1%, it's so funny. Okay, yeah, Budu is only in Diamond and Pearl, I think. It's a 10%. I'll play Platinum, time to find my DS. If you want to specifically shiny hunt, that was a quick delete. Why would you tag them? They're deleted, and it was deleted by a bot. Sari bot, my love. Okay, yeah, it does seem like you can only get Budu in Great Marsh in Diamond and Pearl. So if you want to go that route, you have to play Diamond and Pearl. I'm sorry to break it to you. But I'll double check. It's, once again, it's also a 10%, which is not great odds. I don't know how much you want to commit. Platinum. Yeah. Only in the Great Marsh in Diamond and Pearl. But you can, if you want to do Platinum, Eterna Forest would be good because you can double hunt it, which would be faster. I'm going to be here forever! Look! If you want to safari hunt it. See, like, how common is it in Platinum? In the forest. We're looking. We're taking a gander. See, that one's a 30% in the morning and at night, and 40% during the day. And since you get 2 encounters, if you're going with Cheryl, it'll go faster. But that's in the forest. And you can't leave. What track is this? Some Scarlet and Violet track? Wait, no, it's Molly City at Night. M-A-L-I-E. It's from Gen 7. I'll forest hunt it. Swag. Where can my DS possibly be? I have no idea. I used to be like that, though. Well, not with my DS. Not my DS, my games. I lost my Pokemon X for years. Dude, Gen 7 and Gen 9 songs have such overlap. And I know it's because one of the composers who worked on Gen 7 also worked on Gen 9. So that's why some of the Gen 9 songs sound like they're from Gen 7, like Kaskarafa City. But goodness gracious. Wait, and this is Mali City Day. What a coinky dink. I need you to know every time a Mankey scrolls across the screen, I get a little scared. I do not want this thing to be blue. I mean green. Oh yeah, for context, just because we're talking 10%, this is not a 10%, but it's kind of close. This is a 15%. Not great. Yeah, if you're not super into shiny hunting, I wouldn't recommend doing something that's a really low percentage because you don't know if you'll like it. Especially if you're not used to full odds. I'm chill with doing this. Maybe I would like playing Scarlet Violet more, or hunting more in Scarlet Violet if I wasn't fucking sandwich maxing. Because using the herbs, grinding herbs is such a massive fucking pain. And I hate it. I hate it so much. And just not worrying about it sounds so nice. But ugh, if you like marks, which I do, you still need the herbs. Fuck my life. Oh, wait. One thing I wanted to say is, speaking of time capsules, just like stuff of vocabulary of the time, when I was hanging out with folks, we watched the first Alvin and the Chipmunks movie because friend's partner had not seen it before, and we're like, we should watch it, which I think the guy who made Alvin and the Chipmunks kind of invented Nightcore, so good for him, I think. But it's like, wow, there's some things that pop up where it's like, oh, no, that's aged horrifically, actually. It's probably not good when it came out. But it's extra bad with current context. True. I was gonna say, it goes to show you how far we've come as a society. Oh wait, in the Off remake, they don't have the slur anymore. Huge. Okay, people complaining that it's a shit game because it has a different soundtrack. You say that, but it has more stuff. The combat is better. No slur. And the areas are less garish to look at. I say that because some of the color choices, one of them was bright green, and the meat ocean was bright red. That shit is melting my eyeballs. Instead, they made it a bright green and like a more muted pink. It's a better game. Sorry. Truly a get a grip moment. But it was a little funny seeing people treating Toby Fox like this man is the devil from the Bible. I need you to take a deep breath. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. Good to know the thing that I got spoiled is like literally the last encounter that you do, by the way. Very funny, very silly, very swag. I almost thought, I was like, hey, when does this thing pop up? I'm at the end. Oh. I see. Okay. I see. I'm not happy about this, but I see it. I am looking directly at it, and I'm a little scared. Literal Paradise Lost protagonist. Ugh. I don't know the context for Paradise Lost. Oh, wait, speaking of Lobotomy Corporation, my fucking Angela keychain broke. I'm so mad. It broke literally today. I dropped my phone, and I felt it in my heart. I'm like, it fucking broke. It did. Poor Angela! The main character is Lucifer, the devil from the Bible. Okay. But if we're gonna actually start talking about this, I guess putting up on the screen spoilers. I don't think the batter actually means to. I don't think he's actually evil in his heart of hearts. Okay. I think he just doesn't give a fuck. He's too straightforward to be like, mwahaha, I freaking love destroying the world and beating children to death with my baseball bat. Hashtag my evil adventure. Motherfucking first is claimed. Yeah, it was claimed immediately again. Also, hi bug, and meow! Thank you for the meow redeem. What was I saying? Something batter beating child to death with a bat. Oh yeah. Bro's worldview is way too black and white to think about that. I think he's literally all he's thinking about is like, all right, purification good, everything else bad. He's not a good guy, but I don't think he's evil in his heart of hearts. All right, do you get what I'm saying? Beating children to death with a bat is bad, actually. Honestly, beating anyone to death with a bat is bad. What the fuck am I saying? He's got a list and he's gonna finish it. Exactly! Exactly! And, like, hashtag my observations. Like, the first world you go into is... don't beat people to death with a bat. Don't beat anyone, period, with a bat. In, like, the first world, basically all the things that you're fighting are ghosts, right? We're talking about, oh, I gotta purify the world of evil specters. But then you go in the freaking barn or whatever, and then Daedon shows up, and then and then he says a slur. No. But that is where it happens in the original one. What if they like it? I still don't think you should do it. And then he's like, oh no, this... They're like, oh, that's the inspector. A specter? Where? But then it's like, oh, that's where it shifts. And that's also where you start fighting the human enemies. And it's like, huh. Okay, so that's probably where his perception of evil is broadened slightly. It's not just the ghost. It's adversarial characters. Anything in the path. Yeah? Uh-huh. Okay. That's all, really. Oh, yeah, wait. Also. Hashtag me noticing. Have we had any other shinies? Yeah. Yeah, we have. This totally, definitely real Nidoran female. Who's definitely a Nidoran and not a Pidgey. Mm-hmm. Ah! Stop. Speaking of people with bats, hashtag my bats. Truly bat-maxing. Wait, no, let me finish my thought. What was I saying? I forgot. Oh, yeah! Sorry. No, it's still doing it! See, I couldn't name it Nidoran Woman, so I named it Nidoran Woman, but with the symbol. What was it? Oh, yeah, the whole thing with, like, the batter having a fucking crazy-ass, weird fucking sprite, which is so cool, by the way, in the last battle. But it being a matter of perception, where it's like, okay, his ass probably doesn't look entirely like that, but that's how we perceive him, playing from the perspective of the judge. And also, Sugar also thinks that. But then it's like, huh, let's harken back, because there's also a lot of visual similarities that the sprite has with all the burnt type enemies, huh? Like the black exploding limbs. Things that make me go, Were they actually exploding, or was that just... Is that because we're piloting the batter? Is that him perceiving these people as monstrous, exploding ghost people? Did they actually look like that? Things to think about. That's all. I bought some heaths. The soil... I'm sorry, what? Speaking of people with bats, I bought some heaths. The soil I used might be too heavy with clay. What are you talking about? Why are you burying Heathcliff? I feel like I'm misunderstanding something fundamentally. God, my back hurts. Fuck my stupid Chungus life. Alright, are heaths something... Oh, is a shrubland habitat? It's a flower? Wait a minute! He was named after a flower? Oh my god, it makes sense now. Oh, it's literally the plant. Ah, I see. I feel a little silly now. His name is Heathcliff because he's Heath and is on a cliff. I don't know. I understand. Wait, then why is it patches of violet if there are no violets, huh? Yeah. Answer that. But you know what? I feel that. Our soil is super, super duper clay. And it sucks. So we gotta deal with that too. I need to plant my freaking vegetables, and we got a bunch of flowers. And while we were at the nursery, I was like, I don't think we need any, like trays to grow seeds in. And then I'm like, I'm thinking about it now. Like, wait a minute. Hang on. We probably do, actually. Sorry. Heaths are usually violet in color. There's a lot of different varieties. Okay, it might just be me, but in my brain, violet is more like blue instead of pink. The heaths, to me, at least the ones that I saw, they looked more pink. But is it like how hydrangeas can be pink or blue depending on the acidity of the soil? Or is it just different types? That's when Heathcliff told us the name of those flowers. You think my ass remembers? That was like 2 years ago. Oh my god. Oh my... I get to talk about how shit Limbus Company is because I did my mirror dungeon earlier, and I did floor 15 with max danger points, and that shit sucked. I hated it so much. It took all day. And it was, the worst part is that it was easy until it wasn't. It was so fine. I could win rate. I was win rating. Hashtag my win rate. I didn't have to think about it. I had so many good gifts. Everything was going fine. And then I'm like, huh. You know, let me pick the silly little robot pack because it's new and I'd like to log it. Mistake! Don't pick that pack! It sucks! I almost made it until the Kanto 6 pack. Literally, if you're above floor 13, do not pick a pack with an unfocused encounter. You are going to die. You're gonna get absolutely demolished. Why? Because at that point, you probably have a shit ton of gifts, and your units are gonna be super duper fast. And because they're so fast, and because it's unfocused, you're going to be forced to clash. And on turn 1, unless you have the crazy extreme gifts, you're not gonna win. You are going to lose, and they are going to one-shot you. Yeah, no, I picked robots on floor 14 and Bridal of Infinity on floor 15, and you know what? That shit also sucked. But yeah. And because I picked robots, I'm like, well, fuck, what do I do? The answer is I just had to re-roll a bunch until I had decent RNG, and also I used Morostasis. But it's really just like, okay, I need to keep Hong Lu alive for as long as possible. I was playing Heisho, by the way. And it's like, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare when you're locked on low sanity and a lot of your best skills are 1 coin. So you get 1 tails flip and you die and you have to restart because that's your best unit. And I don't know what it is about the Maus that aren't named Faust, but they love losing their clashes. They love losing their clashes so much. Same with Don Quixote. Look, I figured, I'm like, all right, this is probably my strongest team. I don't want to have a miserable time. Let me try and make this as easy on myself as possible. Once again, it took me all day. Let's just say it was a lot of ego spamming, a lot of whatever the green Arknight's healing ego on Faust was. I actually used the WoW from last season on Hong Lu. That shit kind of rules. It's literally just, can I live on the first turn? On a non-focused or on a focused encounter, it's can you live turn 1? And then you're much more comfortable because you've inflicted your debuffs. You've inflicted your debuffs. and you have your buffs. So you're fine. But turn 1, you're fucked. But the problem is, with the non-focus encounters too, when there's 24 enemies, new enemies keep spawning in constantly without the debuffs. So you're constantly at a disadvantage, and it took so fucking long. Ugh, I finished it at like 2 p.m., and I'm like, all right, if I lose this, I'll make the phone call to make that appointment. To try and make that pre-op appointment. And I did. So I guess it forced me to, because that shit was so ass and I wanted a break. Okay, I need a pillow. I'm uncomfy. Hashtag my pillow. Strongest team without Heisho. Are you asking? Anyways. So then I'm like, all right. I'm picking Bridal of Infinity because I want the easiest time. Fuck that pack. It probably is the easiest pack. But at the same time, Shock Centipede was kicking my ass. It was kicking my ass. I don't know what it was, but during the last phase where it had, like, no health... Oh, Heathcliff. All of my teams are my strongest teams without Heathcliff. Because none of them have him. Anyways, it was honestly hard enough to get through... To get through the stupid robot. Because once again, when you're working with, Heathcliff, and I was also working with, Ja-ish... You flip 1 tails. 1. And they get eradicated. I'm back and I found my DS. Yay! Congrats. And you pick Dawn because her platinum design absolutely dunks on Lucas, right? This is a joke, by the way. You can pick whoever you want. I just really like Platinum Dawn design. Ugh. So yeah, anyway, when I finally got past Shock Centipede, I was like, yes! Yes! I got past it without Hong Lu being annihilated. Which starter? Okay, well, you see, I'm extremely biased. Because Infernape is my favorite final evolved starter of all time. But I also really love Torterra. So, my vote is for Turtwig or Chimchar. I'm sorry, Piplup fans. It's fine. What was I saying? Oh yeah, wait. I finally got to the last encounter. And I'm like, all right. There's, like, literally no way I can fuck this up. Because I had... Unfortunately, at that point, Ryoshu and Don Quixote, they don't have very good clashing egos. Or at least they didn't when they were on my team. I should have had 4th Match Flame, but I didn't. I'm like, all right, I can use you to sacrifice you. Turn 1. And then basically just dogpile on that motherfucker. What's it called? MFE. My form empties. And I got it in 3 turns, and I was like, yes! I'm free! Get me out of here! That shit sucked. But in the process, I did get the achievements for getting all my danger points, so I don't have to pick the danger points again. I got 15 gifts for both Tremor and Rupture, because I kind of built everything. Oh yeah, also Slash, I think, or maybe Blunt. Nidoran female! Yeah, and then all the floor 15 stuff. Which was nice. So now I don't have many achievements left. I don't have to worry about picking the danger points ever again. And you know what? In my entire Mirror Dungeon run, I didn't run into any of the secret bosses. None of them. In my last floor 15 run, which to be fair, I've only done 2 ever, I encountered 3 of them. 2 of them were on the same floor, I believe, which was kind of funny. Did they add any new ones? I feel like they should have. And the one that they should definitely add is Kaiser Gregor. They gotta. If you can fight Distorted Heathcliff, you should be able to fight Kaiser Gregor. You're making me want to play Gen 4. I've thought about it all week. No, playing Gen 7. I've thought about playing Gen 7 all week, but I'm like, I am so fucking tired. I don't know why I have, like, no energy to do tasks. Ever. Making a phone call is an entire day's commitment. What the hell is wrong with me? Like, I don't have the energy to talk about this account that I'm gonna delete. And I can't just trade everything away from it and shut it down. That would be silly. Oh yeah. Also, this is unrelated. Back to Pokemon. I was wondering, since this thing is a 14%, and I could find it at a much, much higher percentage in the Safari Zone, at what point should I call it quits? Should I call it quits at some point? I've only done 2 phases here, so I'm not jonesing to get out of here that badly. I mean, I am, but I'm not. It's fine. I'm like, at what point am I just, like, extra wasting my time, you know? The only reason why I want to get it now is because I want to go through Mount Moon and the second gym battle, or the second gym badge and all that stuff with 2 team members instead of just 1. First, so that Wingdings doesn't get extremely overleveled, even though, ow, fuck, I hit my elbow. Even though he is already pretty overleveled. But, like, dead ass, if I only used him until after badge 2, he might be like mid-20s. Maybe even more. I don't know how many trainers there are. I just want to fill out my team before doing a bigger chunk of the game. But I'm like, is it worth it? Halfway to Pidgeot? Pidgeot is 36, isn't it? It's somewhere in the 30s. Like, he's level 18 now. We're looking it up. Safari Zone Kanto. I wrote Safari Zone, but Zone with a 3, Canro. I can't spell. More or less might already be there. Huh? Right, Safari game. No, areas. Oh, Pokemon. God, this song is so good. I love Pokemon Conquest. Oh yeah, wait, I was watching my dad play Assassin's Creed earlier. It was the one in Japan. And it's so funny. Seeing like, oh, Oda Nobunaga, fucking Mitsuhide. And I'm like, holy shit, I know these people. Mitsuhide, ain't that guy the twink with the Articuno? Ain't that the twink with the Lapras? Yes, it is. I know they're based on real-ass people. But I need you to know who I see in my brain when I see all these real-ass historical figures in this stupid fucking game. I see twink-ass Mitsuhide with his fuck-ass Articuno. Nice backstab, dude. Bad, I'm 10 levels ahead of you. No. Also, because I want to start only using my team, Helpy is very nice, and I do like Helpy, but, you know, we have a very glaring weakness to rock types as Bird. Am I a boy or a girl? I guess so. No, literally me every time. I usually pick the boy avatar, but some of them I'm like, but the girl one is so cute. Like in Crystal, I picked Chris because she's just so cute. I love Chris's design. Also because it's unique to Crystal specifically. Fate fans in a harsh history class. No way, it's King Arthur! Literally the same thing. Except I guess Conquest isn't a what are they called? Porn visual novel. It's not one of them's. Not that there's anything wrong with that, just so we're clear. Yeah, honestly, that's probably funnier, actually. I do 2 Monster Hunter files so I can have both dolls to fit my favorite animal parts too. You're so real for that. I usually pick the girl characters because I think the armor is cuter. I think the armor on the male characters looks kind of lame a lot of the time. Not enough letters to do superstar. What should my name be? I don't know. I'm so glad that I've come up with a pseudonym that I use online that I like, because now I could just name all my characters Vera and it's fine. And I don't have to worry about doxing my name. And I don't have to like rack my brain for a name. I've not been making a Monster Hunter tier list for every game in the series, including Frontier and Online and Explore all day. How many games are there? Though I do have them do melee or range, so one takes a bit longer to play with. Which one? Is ranged bad? I thought it was good. Oh, the monsters. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Like, there's a fuck ton of monsters if we're including Frontier especially. But in terms of games, it's like, I don't think there's that many. Like, there's a good amount, but not oodles. Nidoran male. Ugh. It's like 30% in the first zone of the Safari Zone. But I would have to worry about it running away. That would be fine, I guess. I'm strong. I can handle them running from me. And I think I can repel trick them up higher. But I don't know. Hunting for 2 of my things in the same place just feels kind of lame. I don't know what it is. It's a thing in my brain. I don't want to do it. That was like a noise, but also a hiccup. Okay, actual hiccup. You can always skin a Plesioth in many ways, but it's always pure shot with ranged weapons. I see. In parentheses, I kind of don't get it, but okay. Sorry. Sorry, I get texts about the new Resident Evil. What do you mean? They make a character and I'm not saying it for spoiler reasons. Some type of monster. So people don't go, I want her so badly. And I'm shooting them a look. I'm shooting them a look. I don't think that's gonna stop everyone, actually. Resident Evil, why can't you evict them? Because then that would mean that you're a landlord. And wouldn't that make you the evil one in that scenario? Yeah, checkmate, atheists. I don't know. I don't know the Resident Evil lore. We've been over this. I don't know what the lore is. I'd know the most about the dude who loses his hand a bunch. But even then, I kind of don't get it. I'm a passive observer. I don't think I'd like playing those games, but I think they're interesting to look at. They're kind of goofy. Wait, throw Leon Kennedy so everyone wants to fuck him instead? What is it about Leon Kennedy that is so appealing to y'all? I mean this, I mean this out of the the truest depths of my heart. What is it about that man that's so fuckable? He is so just a guy core to me. He exists. Like, he's fine, I guess. He's kind of funny, I guess. I don't know. He's whatever. Where'd everyone go? Bingo? You've said that before multiple times. And yes, this is bingo. All right. B4. If you have B4, mark it down. $3,600. Yippee! We're making good progress. I think I can probably get to odds tonight. Not odds. Half odds. Half odds. This is bingo because if it ain't a shiny Nidoran, man, it goes into the bin. It doesn't go into the bin. It gets caught and then it goes into the box, mind you. Oh yeah, also I'm gonna rename my Rattata. Because I said so. But ugh, it's gonna be so long before we get to stupid Lavender Town. It's gonna be so long before we go anywhere because I'm like, oh no, let me hunt a 14% as my second hunt. That's a good idea. Dumbass. It's fine. Anyway, if you're like a game maker though, and you have a bunch of people rallying around your character because they think that they're really hot or whatever, I mean, unless that character's like a child, why would you be opposed to that? Why? Is that not just free marketing? That's free marketing. I don't see the problem. Hopefully my next shiny after, hopefully Venonat is gonna be a woman so that I'm not gonna have a male majority team. This isn't a man party. And I say that because I'm like, oh, Eevee's a majority male most of the time. Oh no. Oh no. My freaking balance. Bingo. If I get the Nidoran tonight, I'll name it Bingo. I'll name him Bingo. I've been trying to think of what I want to name it when I eventually get it, and I'll be honest, I still have no idea. Which is bad, because that means he'll end up with a dumb food name. Burb. If I get another shiny Pidgey, okay. I'll say this. If I get 5 shiny Pidgey on this route, I'll probably leave. I think that's enough of a sign. I can read the signs. But only a little. Oh, and when I say 5, in my brain, I mean 5 in a row. Because what do you mean I got 2 in a row and Spearow is more common? Huh? That's how statistics work. Wait, I wanted to do the math. What is the actual, like, denominator number? We would never pick a dumb name. Currently looking up the dumbest name possibles. You don't understand that I have the power of veto. I can say no if I don't like the name that you give me. And I will joyously do it if I think your name sucks. Spearow. If I got a yellow Spearow, I would be pretty excited about that. Well, I wouldn't be excited. I would be like, oh, sick, nice, something different. If I have to phase on anything else, I would like it to be Jigglypuff. Just 'cause. Oh yeah, wait, also, So I've had Pokemon Sleep for a couple days, yeah. I'm so sad. I found a Pawmi, but then the Pawmi got full and I couldn't recruit it. I was so mad. It was the coolest thing that I found. Asterisk, I just really like Pawmot. I think it might be good, but I don't care. Because, like, from what I understand, things like Why Not are super bad. And I'm like, well, if I got a Why Not, I would still use it because I just love Why Not. I don't care. Hashtag my meta. Why would I be playing meta in my fake sleep tracking app? Burb. Wow, my goobers are collecting so many ingredients. But you know what would be really cool and epic and slay? Is if I got a Darkrai. Please. I want Darkrai. I also love that goober. Oh, hello, Big Meow. Thank you for the hydrate. I will do that. Meow. Oh, this is my left Joy-Con. Whoa. Sorry, it's my right Joy-Con, so I can't press the... Wait a minute. Okay. How many shinies do you think I'll get by the end of this, by the way? I know that's looking very, very far into the future. But I'm wondering. Things that make me go, Because after this... Actually, does anybody know when you can get super repels in Ferg? Enough. That's true. That's true. But I'm like, well, when I get to the point where I can get repels, and I can repel trick exactly one green Mankey, hydraulic press. Beating that monkey to death with a baseball, but no, that's too far. I'm just thinking, I have it on the mind. My monkey! I would rather you have the monkey than me. I will not enjoy it. It's unfortunate that hitting things with a baseball bat is going to be on the mind for at least another week. Minimum. Monkey. It's a circle. Circle with limb. It's like a Voltorb, but the Voltorb was fluffy and had arms and legs and tail and a pig nose. So not at all, actually. But if it could explode, I think it would. But I don't think it can. I just got kind of tired all of a sudden. Wait, that would mean I would have to turn on my Fire Red in some legal way, parentheses, turning on my Vita GBA emulator. Well, you could do that, and it's not very far into the game. If you wanted to get a green one, though, I would say... Wait, no, you could hunt it on Route 2. It's at 40% there. Wait, yeah, what I was gonna say is that everything that I have to hunt, excluding Eevee, I can repel trick to be a 40%. Which, in theory, means that it would only take a couple phases per hunt. In theory. In practice, that's not how statistics work. And it could be much, much longer. I would just have to hope that I got good luck and that one of these phases, or one of these hunts, will not phase. Please. Please, God. Can it be Rhyhorn? Please. Nidoran woman! There she is. Woman. Yay, women. Wait, isn't it Women's Month? March is Women's Month? Yay, women! Okay, I guess if hi, I'm woman, yay! I'm Nidoran woman. Whoa, multiple. That's cool. Wait, that one image of the kid being like, dang, why do you get to be multiple women? Sometimes that's just how it is. If I got a shiny Nidoran female, I would leave. I would leave. That's my sign. It would be very funny. I hope it does not happen. Ah. Why am I so yawn? I was so tired on Tuesday. I've been sleeping okay. Except for the part where I was being tormented by scary OST in my brain. I love how my brain is just able to hyper-focus on a specific part of a song and not the whole song. So I just hear the same part over and over and over and over and over again. It's like, why do you have to pick the part that I don't want to hear right now, actually? I don't want to hear the song at all. Especially not this part. Mew and I yawn. Did y'all know that there were like 5 Ice Age movies? I learned that this weekend. And apparently they're making a 6th one. But what I must wonder is, fuck you mean they go to space? How do they do that? What I said was really strong geyser, because I'm like, well, that seems stupid, so maybe it's that. Yes, but Ice Age 4 and 5 kind of sucked. Well, obviously they sucked, but they exist. I've not seen them. I've only seen 1 through 3, and I only really have memories of 2 and 3, because 1 is so different. That one has, like, humans in it. Unless 4 or 5 has humans in them. Ice Age was alright. I remember the 2nd one and the 3rd one the most. Wasted dumpling? No dumpling will ever be wasted. I'll eat them. Harp. I want dumplings. Okay, this 100 seems to be going by kind of slowly. What the heck? Maybe it's because I'm just tired. But in my brain, I'm like, ooh, you want to get to half odds so badly. And then I get another thing in the 5,000 range, and I'm like, I'm scared. I'm scared. What if this means that I go to 50k for a phase? What then? It would... I was gonna say it'd be really funny, but I actually don't think that it would be funny. I think it would kind of suck. But it would be a little funny. And it would be specifically on Eevee. The one thing where I couldn't phase. Father, I'm scared! Ah! Why are we scared? The Kirby is making me think, okay. Do I try and glue together the little keychain part of the thing that broke? Or do I just put on something different? And this is related to Kirby because I have some Kirby things that I could use. Or, well, I was gonna say I could use other Sephora, but that would mean splitting them apart. And I feel kind of bad about that, even though these are inanimate objects and they don't have feelings, but they do have feelings. I'm so bad when it comes to anthropomorphizing inanimate objects. I know I shouldn't do it, but I do. I feel bad for things. the plushies are gonna get mad that they're sitting in a box for years. This one has to be on the bed or it's gonna be mad at me. Ugh. I need to figure out how to put this Uruguay on my bag. It smells like osmanthus. How the heck do they do it? How the heck do they make scented plushies that don't, like, stop smelling like what they're supposed to smell like in 2 days? And also, I can smell them? Hello? That's crazy. I swear to God, all the same songs play. Every time I click shuffle, it's like an RNG seed is created that favors certain songs over another. I know that if something is truly random, that it may not actually seem random, but I swear to God, it's fine. Now I'm thinking about the goddamn Twinks in Pokemon Conquest again. I'm trying to think of like the femboys, because there were a couple. Not like a couple like holding hands, but like a couple as in 2. There was one who was, I'm like, okay, there was one who was on Nobunaga's team. And he had like a Lucario or something. And then, oh my God. They're in like Hideyoshi's story or something. One of them had a Dusclops or something. The other one had an Ampharos or a Raichu. I'm thinking of the Raichu, the electric guy. I do not remember these people's names. I need them to pop up in Assassin's Creed so I can correlate them to the anime character I have in my mind. And I could be like, I hate that guy. And I only hate that guy because their map in a stupid little game sucks ass, and I hate it. And then you look them up and it's like, wait a minute, they sucked in real life too. I'm justified. They're all long dead. I don't think they care much. But what if they did care? What if Mitsuhide doesn't want me calling him a twink? Okay, now I have to know. All my notifications. Ugh. Stop notifying me things. I can't spell. Characters. Bop. Wait. Yes. Does it have images? Warlords. Oh my God, Aya. I liked Aya. I like most of them. I'm thinking of Hanbei. Yeah. That guy's also kind of a twink. Wait, and it was both Ampharos and Raichu. How the fuck did I remember that? Perfect Link is with Raichu, but his default is with Mareep. Holy shit. I'm the rememberer, but only for things that don't fucking matter. Oh my God, Ina. Ina, get out of there. I hate Ieyasu. Oh my God. Yeah, and Convey just paper white. Literally the color of a sheet of paper. What is... Are you okay, man? I know it's makeup. But are you good, bro? Oh my God, Mitsuhide. I know that guy. Who the fuck am I thinking of? Ranmaru. That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, that guy's a femboy. I know because I thought that he was a woman. And I thought that, what's her name? Ginchio? I thought she was a man. So I mixed up two of them. And Ginchio was one of my favorites because I was dumb. And I was really bad at the game. And I was like, wow, Luxray's so cool. Let me use this thing that can only hit from 4 tiles away. In a straight line. And has low accuracy. Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. No wonder it took me so long to beat that game. My team sucked ass. And somehow she was like the only warlord I recruited naturally. Somehow. How the fuck did I recruit her? The recruitment things for the warlords in that game are kind of ridiculous sometimes. Anyway, crazy that, I wanted to say Ranmaru was Ranma, but no, that's a different thing. Did Ranma half age horrendously? That's been on my mind semi-recently. Well, not semi-recently, but recently enough. I don't remember why. It was probably brought up somewhere. And it's because one of my friends back when I was in middle school, fun fact, same one who got me into Inuyasha, and then was like, no, you gotta stop watching it because I don't want you to get ahead of me, and then I just never finished. Also is like, you should watch Ranma half. And I did not like it at all. The vibes were wrong. But she really liked it, and I like tried to stick it out, but I'm like, I can't. This is too annoying. I don't even remember what specifically I didn't like about it. But did that age poorly? And I only ask that because the concept of this male character transforming into a woman, I'm like, that has that, I can see how that would go poorly in several ways. Several transphobic ways. Not beating around the bush. Has it aged badly? I hope not. I hope not for the sake of just, I don't want things to be bad in retrospect. But it is interesting to look back on the things that I watched and be like, huh, yeah, wow. There's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't want to put up with these days, but I just had way more patience for, but also just not awareness of. Like, how the fuck did I watch up to like the Skypiea arc? Wait, no, I watched way past that. When did I stop watching? Oh yeah, wait, Dressrosa. Dressrosa is evil and I hate it. If only because if I had a nickel for every time I stopped reading / watching One Piece at the Dressrosa arc, I'd have 2. Both reading and watching. How the fuck did I watch that many episodes? How many episodes is that? Way too many. And I didn't skip any of the filler? What the fuck is wrong with me? It was because I was in middle school. But then clearly something's still wrong with me now because I couldn't get past it a couple years ago when I tried. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should just so I can know. And I'm like, I really don't care. Okay, this is getting a little absurd. This is getting absurd. Stop. This is absurd. We're getting a new seed. New playlist seed. New song. I hecking love Kirby. Guess who hasn't opened their 3DS? Me. Burb. What was I? Oh yeah. I don't remember what it was, but something Shugokara related popped up on my YouTube, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Let me watch it. And it is so interesting looking back on that show and I guess the manga, but I've not read the manga, but from my understanding, it turns out differently. Because kind of the whole thing, the whole thing getting hung up on is fuck-ass Ikuto. High schooler, certified high schooler. And the whole, you know, hitting on and flirting with this elementary schooler. Ew, yuck, what the hell? Hello? And you know what? I can't even say, oh, I didn't recognize that was kind of weird as a kid. I did. I'm like, I was doing the math in my head. Because I'm not sure they probably said how old they were, I just forgot. But I'm like, this feels weird. This feels wrong. What the hell? And I think in the anime, because I think I watched all of it. I don't think they actually end up together, which is like, you know, good. That's a little too much. But I think that they do in the manga. I'm like, what the hell? That's fucking weird. If you're a high schooler, first of all, why are you here? Second of all, just the thought of being in high school and doing all this shit with an elementary schooler, that's fucking disgusting. Ew. Yuck. What were they thinking? What were they writing? But unfortunately, I'm still kind of obsessed with the magical girl transformations. They've rooted their way into my brain, and also there's a transgender character. I'm pretending that man doesn't exist. You know it's bad because he's a cat boy. I have to erase him from my brain. This is also one of those instances, I think, of looking back on media that I consumed when I was younger and being like, all right, which characters did I just absolutely burgle? I stole them from things that I watched or things that I read. And I'm trying to be like, I almost certainly stole something from this, but I don't know what it is. And when I find it, I'm going to be kind of scared. Because I always go to the same ones when I think of stuff like that. I'm like, all right, well, I've definitely taken stuff from Undertale. I've definitely taken stuff from Hoseki no Kuni. I've definitely taken stuff from Kingdom Hearts. It was so funny looking back and be like, wait a minute. This character in his original incarnation, it's been so long since they were that. But I'm like, wasn't this guy literally just Itachi? Itachi Naruto? Show that I've also not finished. And I've not gotten to the parts with Itachi. It was just Itachi in my brain. But without all the other stuff. And wait, this other character was just Kisame. But I didn't know shit about Kisame, so I just made it up. What the fuck? And now they're completely different. I'm scared to find out. And now that I'm hearing, I need to draw, but my middle finger still freaking hurts. And I've been thinking about it because, of course, you know, biting off more than I can chew. Don't work on 2 projects at once. But one of them, the bigger one, the one that I shouldn't be working on, involves blorboifying my lobotomy corp agents, my characters. My babies. S-tier game. You know what? I don't understand how people can be like, Library of Ruina's gameplay is really hard. And all that stuff. You know, it's got a steep learning curve. There's all this shit going on. And then be like, oh, but Lobotomy Corporation's gameplay is too much. This one's too much. You all are... You're so weird to me. No offense. I find the card... Keeping track of all the different pages and all the different passives and building unique decks constantly, that shit is way more overwhelming than remembering this abnormality gets this color. This abnormality gets that color. Number go up. Training. Lobotomy Corporation, for the most part, to me, is kind of chill, actually. Because it's just that. You're just stat training. And getting cute outfits for your characters. They get filtered by range cards used against them. Qua. I guess. I'll be honest. I kind of dunked on Qua because I had gun cards. So I just kind of deleted her. If I recall correctly. It's literally just the deck building aspect of it that I find so difficult to wrap my head around. I am so bad at building correct decks, and it is entirely because there's way too many cards and there's way too many passives. How the fuck am I supposed to remember what all these passives do and what the best ones are? Hi, Bianca. Waving hi at you. Hi. And the deck building never got easier. That's the thing, because the more you play the game, the more cards you get. And the more passives you get. And the more decks you have to build. Because in the end game, like the literal last set of encounters, you need to equip every single floor with unique builds. I'm stupid! That's way harder than remembering what abnormality wants what color. It's literally a reading check. If you die, you reset your day, and you do works until it works, and you read the things, and you're like, oh, okay, this abnormality wants this color. And then you do that. It's so chill. Literally most of the days, me playing Lobotomy Corporation, it's like nothing generally ever breaches. The weathers I'm well prepared for. We're just vibing. We're training until number goes up. We park everyone in disciplinary, or wait, no, what's the blue one? We park everyone in the blue area, and we work constantly with silent orchestra. Until I get that goddamn motherfucking ego gift drop. And every time it breaches, we wait until the first phase passes because we have no pale damage, and then we gang up on it. And then we do it again. And it takes like an hour. If you have to get a... Okay, to be fair, I modded both of them for the base experience. But I think if you have to mod a game to make the grinding not miserable, something's wrong. It's also because encounters in Library of Ruin are the really good ones. Take you so fucking long. And if you die, you have to start all over. And it could take you like an hour to get back. This is about characters like Xiao. Like, if you really want Xiao page, which you do, because it's amazing. But, oh, you keep beating her and you just don't get the book. You don't get the pages you want. And you gotta do it again, and again, and again. Fuck you. I'm getting no grind. If you play Library of Ruina, you want the no grind mod, or else you're gonna suffer, and you're gonna hate yourself. That's the thing that's cemented in my brain. Oh, I hate grinding in video games. Don't make me grind. I hate level grinding. I hate item grinding. Don't make me grind. And somehow I still like Monster Hunter. I think I'm okay with it in Monster Hunter because every fight that you do with a monster is a little different. They're gonna go to different areas. They're gonna go to different they're gonna do different moves. You're gonna play different. They're all gonna be different. As opposed to something that's turn-based, which is more... It's more tedious. Prehistoric times, watching Grug the caveman weather the berries he's consumed causes him to die horribly like the other cavemen before him, and scratching off another fast-forward thousands of years to sending your level 3 agent to do attachment work with melting love and resetting the day when it fails like it did the last 4 times. Okay, but if you do something that causes your day to fail, and you do it again, and it happens 4 times, that's on you. Stop doing it. And if you don't like an abnormality, there's literally a built-in system so that you can get rid of it. You do the memory repo, and you don't pick up Melting Love. You pick up White Knight instead. Niederrand woman. And you know what? That's a truth nuke, actually. White Knight is kind of hype for your facility. Especially if you're... If you invest in trying to get its ego gear, which, to be fair, you're probably not going to be able to get the weapon if you don't look it up. But if you do, it's not the worst setup ever. Your characters are going to go crazy. Am I so out of touch as the manager? No, it's the clerks. Okay, but also, if you know that you have an abnormality that latches on to clerks, and the first thing you do isn't clearing out all the clerks, that's on you. If you're not clearing out all the clerks immediately in a zone with Melting Love, or with Queen Bee, or with Mountain of Smiling Bodies, or... Those are the 3 that I could think of off the top of my mind. That's on you. And it even synergizes well with Queen of Hatred, because you can do that fills your quota. Next time, you wipe out another area, fills your quota. And you keep slowly picking off. You pick off all the clerks in each section after every Clypoth meltdown, and you're chillin'. And at that point, you get into a routine, so you don't have to worry about Qua. That game is as stressful as you pay attention. If you pay more attention, it's probably not going to be as stressful. The only exceptions, of course, are like the Sephora suppressions, because some of that shit is going to be hard regardless. Being a suppression is going to suck regardless. But you get the humble rabbits, so there's that. Hakma's also bad, but okay, but you can cheat with Hakma. You can bring up the pause menu. And I think that works. Which is cheating. But you could. I'm like, well, the other ones I actually struggled a lot with Chiseds. I don't really know why. I think I just didn't pay a lot of attention. But I'm like, the other ones are pretty reasonable. You just have to plan. You have to be observant. And Gebra's is still the best. Yeah. Wowzers. Wait, we're at 3767. That feels like something. I don't know. Whenever I think about Lobotomy Corporation, it's just like, I love that game so much. And seeing it dunked on constantly is like, man. And also I know that half of y'all haven't played it. You just say it. You say, wow, that looks hard. And you don't try it. Which makes me go, grr. Because it's really cool. And you're not going to get the same experience reading the story on a wiki as you are playing it, because it has the best translation of its story through its gameplay, in my opinion, of the 3 Project Moon games. Wait, I added this? Wait, hype. I freaking love Hod. Her battle theme. It's so funny. Hod is my least favorite of the Sephira, but she has my favorite battle theme. Other than Bina, but Bina's is kind of... It's kind of more intense. I'm like, I don't know if I want it on the playlist, but Hod's is so fucking good. The only reason I'd play Library of Ruina is to main Hod and Chesed. I wanted to be a Chesed main so badly, but at the point where I got all of his stupid abnormalities unlocked, it was basically the end of the game. And I'm like, well, I'm so used to using Netzach floor right now. I don't want to learn a new floor. That's another gripe I have with that game, but I feel like I say that more often. You unlock abnormalities too fucking slowly, and the abnormalities are so good that once you have all of them unlocked on a floor, it's like, well, why would I go to a floor that doesn't have everything unlocked? It's like I'm putting myself at a clear disadvantage. The floors are also just, in general, kind of unbalanced. Like, isn't Yasod floor just the best one? I don't actually know if Netzach floor is pretty good. It's very comfy because you get to heal. I think actually Gebra's may be the strongest. Gebra's good for soloing. Like, it's either that, maybe... I don't know who's the strongest. For book grabbing, Yasod is the best. I used Yasod for a while, but I'll be honest. I stopped using it because I didn't care for the soundtrack. I wanted a better soundtrack. And I thought, and I like Netzach, so I'm like, well, let me use Netzach floor. Did someone say so? Malkuth is pretty strong too. Is she? Anyway, who's the worst floor? And you're gonna say it's Netzach, and I'm gonna be like, oh. So you're saying I made my life harder. But yeah, it's so annoying. Like you're actively kneecapping yourself for wanting to experiment with different floors. You unlock fucking Apoc Bird and I don't even White Knight for Bina and Hakma floor so late. If you wanted to play with them for the earlier levels, you can't. You get them at the end of the game. It's so annoying. Just said, Netzach, the other floors are easier to synergize decks with. Of course, the ones that I like the best are the worst ones. Blockma. I never got Blockma. Oh, wait, no. When I was thinking about struggling with Chesed suppressions, maybe I was thinking about the Chesed realization in lore. Because that shit was so hard for me, and I have no idea why. That was easily the hardest suppression, or the hardest realization in that game to me. Oop, sorry, Pidgey. I'm sorry, Pidgey. And it was specifically because of the Phase 2. It was because of, Woodsman. I just could not figure out how Woodsman worked. Oh, your stagger bar. You mean my stagger bar. Okay, but that's how it felt using Netzach floor. Because you get, with Porcubus, you got a lot of things that affected enemy stagger. And you got a lot of healing. So you could kind of just do whatever. It was pretty chill. And the music is good, which matters most. Hod, Bina, and Netzach probably have my favorite floor themes, although Kater is pretty good. I think I like Malkuth floor. Like, I don't remember the other ones very well. I don't think I like Tifreth's or Chised's. Like, they were good, but I'm like, I don't want to hear these during a long-ass encounter. It was like, it would give me the same vibe as listening to Children from the City during the Distorted Yawn fight. Like, great song, excellent song. I really like that song. Hearing Millie saying a bunch of numbers in my ear, hearing Cassie Way saying a bunch of numbers to me, and I'm trying to focus on like what's gonna clash best on my speed values. It's like my brain is gonna start melting out of my ears. As much as I like the Millie songs, they're very distracting sometimes. That one especially. Some of the other ones, it's, well, I was gonna say some of the other ones, it's better. Oh yeah, the Shao one is better. The fucking Gone Angels. When does it start playing? And I ask that simply because that fight's got like 4 different phases. That one's got so much shit going on. I don't want to hear you saying words in my ear. I need to read the words. I don't need to... Who else gets that where you hear something and then you want to say it? It's like that. I'm hearing words being said to me, and I can't read what I'm looking at. I only see the words that I'm hearing. Anyway, 3,800, yay! When did I get to 3,700? What the heck? That one zoomed by pretty quickly. I think it's phase 2 when the song starts. Okay, so the one where fucking Angelica is. Because I'm like, that's the one where you gotta read the most. That one's the hardest phase, if I recall correctly, right? Unless I'm mistaken, and that's phase 3. And then Roland gets all big and scary or whatever in phase 4. Unless there's 3 phases. It's been like 3 years. It's been a hot sec. Either way, the Angelica phase where you gotta read both of their passives and how they interact with each other is just, oh my god. My eyes are gonna melt out of my skull. I get too overwhelmed with card games. That's why I'm like, no, I don't want to play any card games. I don't want to play your board games. Leave me alone, leave me alone. Look at that wife guy missing his wife. Let's reenact his worst trauma right in front of his face. Yeah, is he stupid? Why would you summon your wife? We're gonna kill her again. I sure hope I sure hope this dead one isn't pregnant. That would suck. Something if you had a nickel for every PM character that's canonically fucked, Roland would be one of them. Oh, I was thinking about this earlier. Because I feel like everyone's jonesing for a Xiao ID. I still think Ryoshu could be it. I think they've... It would be a sticky situation because no matter what the hell is Lowell gonna be? Is Lowell just not gonna be there at all? Is he just not gonna be relevant? Because I feel like... I'm like, there's no way that they would make two of the sinners canonically married in a thing. Unless it's like... Lowell is a non-playable. And it's like Otis or something. Anyways, I still think Ryoshu is the best Xiao match. Because what's her whole thing? She wants to go to the library to get the book back of a person that she loves. In this case, it's Lowell, her husband. Ryoshu doesn't have a husband, but she does have a kid. And what happens in Canto 9? Kind of literally that. We're breaking into this place to find the person that she loves. Lowell Yisong Xiao Faust. I would jump out a window. Sorry. God, I hope not. If only because I am Faust Song's biggest hater. I do not care for that ship. Which is another reason why Rien being a Roland LARPer pisses me off. Because then people are like, oh, Black Silence Yisong, which pisses me off because I don't care for Roland. I don't want Faust Song to be canon because I don't like them. That's all. Sorry! That one gif of a mantis slamming two flies against each other, I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, I still think Ryoshu would be the best one, but I don't know how they would handle Lowell existing. Because once again, none of these bitches are married. I'm like, do any of them like each other that much to do? It's a mirror world, you can do whatever you want. But it's a test. Would they write one of their sinners in a canonical relationship? And I also say that because it's a gacha game. I realize that Limbus is a smaller gacha, but that is kind of a faux pas, you could say. No, it's usually captioned with Fujoshing out. Holy shit. But wait, we can't be Fujoshing out if they're straight. Anyway, I'm still also locking in Honglu Yan. It fits perfectly. Their whole thing circles around nihilism. It's a surefire way. It's a surefire connection. I am willing to bet money on it. I'm not actually, but I'm so convinced. It makes so much sense. And on top of that, they both got the ponytail. Remember N Faust and N Sinclair? That was hilarious. I was not around for that, so I'm not aware. Or maybe I was. I just don't know what you're talking about. I'm just thinking in other gacha games, people get extremely attached to their fictional characters and can get very belligerent, I guess you could say, at the idea of them dating someone else, which is A, stupid because they're not fucking real. B, stupid because they're not fucking real. See, you gotta be so for real. That character has other fans. Get a fucking grip. Honglu Yang would be a good one. I'm saying. If we're getting a Yan, it has to be Honglu. Who the fuck else would it be? Yan is literally like a bad end Honglu ID. No? It would make so much sense. Instead of having the self-actualization of, hey, wait a minute, the things in life are worth experiencing and engaging with, even if these feelings are fleeting, versus everything is predetermined, so what's the point of doing anything ever? Yeah, exactly. The exact phenomenon happened because they released Faust, Cromer, and Sinclair. Are they stupid? See, that's stupid, especially because textually, they don't have a relationship. Her ass is just puppet controlling Sinclair or whatever. I think. I'll have to find the one Steam forum post that isn't the gif of the two goobers dancing on it. My enemy in Christ. Faust isn't real. She's not gonna date you, bro. She's not real. She's pixels on a screen. Get a grip. Haha, grip. So bizarre. Look, I understand getting really attached to fictional characters, all right? Pot calling the kettle black. it's the I don't even know what to call it. It's the getting mad at the idea of a fictional character dating someone else. Because, like, they're not real. They weren't gonna date you anyway, bro. Like, also, if you care that much, just ignore it. Just ignore canon. You have imagination, probably. Just pick up your silly little pen and paper and write yourself a fan fiction where your character that you like breaks up with their canonical partner and gets together with Reader, aka you. You can do that. You have free will. And you know what? This isn't even to shame the Yume shippers or whatever. Do what you want. Do whatever you want forever. It's the getting mad at other people for also liking your character, or getting mad at companies for having them interact with other characters. That's like, okay, you need to stop. That shit's weird. The majority of it is readable. That'll do. Literally, just write an X reader. It's fine. What happened to the humble art of Y/N? Huh? Or if you don't want to do a YN, you can do XOC, but the OC is just you. Like, you could just do it. Ugh. Yeah, see, I can't say anything because I got all this Dan Hung merch on my desk. It's like, okay, yeah. You know, I'm a connoisseur of the fictional character. I get it. Ugh. I'm thinking about Blue Archive. I've been thinking the whole time I've been saying shit. This is about Blue Archive fans. It's about other fans, but it is especially about Blue Archive fans. Y'all are fucking weird. Y'all are weird as hell. I'm sure that there's some normal Blue Archive fans who, like, actually like the gameplay or actually like the story, but I know that a lot of y'all are fucking weirdos. Those are high schoolers. Ew. You're weird. Totally not me, OC, parentheses, it's me. You know what? You should claim it proudly. This OC is just me. I am writing this character X me. What are you gonna do about it? Yeah, I'll see art pop up occasionally of people with their Yume ships. And I'm like, you know what? Good for y'all. Blue Archive here? I sure hope not. It's just, I know that there's been instances in the past where, like, oh, I don't want my character to interact with a man. Because that's like, it's cucking me. Fuck you mean? Her ass ain't real. Please don't find a shiny, or else I'm gonna have to include it. Blah. I'm sure that there are normal fans. There have to be. It's just, it's not a coincidence that there's a lot of weird, creepy Blue Archive fans. Is that game still going strong? Probably. I've not been keeping up with gacha games at all. None of them, except for the ones that I play, is cucked by the mobile game. Ugh. Wait, I had a brain connection. Getting mad that your fictional waifu looked at a man and thinking that that's cucking you. Low-key gives a similar energy to... I don't know how popular this is nowadays, but it used to be very popular, of getting mad at fictional women for existing because they're detracting from your yaoi ship. Is that still a thing that... It has to be a thing that happens, but is it a common thing? because I've not seen it. It's like, I don't like X character because they're interfering with my gabies. Do you know what I'm talking about? And I'm like, no, baby, that's just misogyny. Two things can happen at the same time. Sure is. I think they added another school. No. You wouldn't know her. She goes to another school. something entitlement. It's see, it's the similar vibe, except with that, it's not necessarily a self-insert thing. But it's a similar thing. Getting mad at things for like quote unquote interfering. Take a deep breath. All right? It's not that serious. It is misogyny. Stop that. Spritzing you with a water bottle. Don't do that. You know what? If that trope can die, you know what else needs to die in yaoi? The whole seme uke shit pisses me off in general, but kind of, I don't know what the correct way to say this is, but in a similar vein, you have the hyper feminization of the quote unquote bottom character. That shit pisses me off. And then in the literal exact same vein, the hyper masculinization of the top is in quotes. That shit, it makes me so mad, because it's always characters that, like, one of them might be like a little more feminine or a little prettier, but then when a lot of people draw them, they'll like put extra emphasis, super long lashes, curvier figure, oftentimes slimmer, which is raised eyebrow vine boom. And it's like, and then they'll make the other guy a lot more muscular with like a more angular jaw. That shit pisses me off so bad. Ain't nothing wrong with liking beautiful men, but why the fuck are you drawing them like that? That shit's weird. I don't like it. Stop that. Ugh. It was pissing me off when Sumeru first came out in Genshin Impact, because we have my fave, Sino, and then I was gonna say canonical boyfriend, but like not really. But come on, they have a kid, Tichnari, and the way that people would feminize Tichnari. I hate all of you. I hate all of you. They would draw Sino as like way bigger than he was and super muscular. And that shit was also weird because he was like one of the only brown characters. Hello? Like, what's up with that? That's weird. And drawing this character who really isn't feminine presenting at all is like super feminine. This is weird. This is weird. We gotta stop this. You gotta stop. I hate that. That's a trope that needs to die. That's my least favorite trope. We need to let things breathe. If you want to make a femboy, make a femboy. What the hell is this shit? Making me raise my eyebrow in a way that I can't articulate. I'm getting heated. Anything but Genshin, please. No. I play it so I can talk about it. I get what you mean. Off-model artwork is annoying. It's not even that it's off-model. It's that it's almost like you're reinventing straightness. In a way, you're like, oh, the bottom is the female-looking one. And the top is like a big, hulking, masculine man. And also, like, taking two characters that literally have the same character model and being like, oh, the dark-skinned one is, like, big and burlier than is actually depicted. That's like, huh, that's kind of weird. You definitely made a choice. Because sometimes off-model artwork for Genshin is good, because then you see characters that should have been muscular, characters like Ito, or Risley, or Alhaitham, and like actually giving them the bulk that should have been on their models but isn't. It's like, okay, yeah, I see the vision. I'm not mad at the Genshin thing specifically. I'm getting mad at when you take a character who is a quote unquote bottom, who is more submissive, and you make and and you depict them as much more feminine than they are. And you're like, oh, womanly one submissive, masculine one dominant. No, stop. Stop. Bad. Of course, disclaimer. You could be you could be submissive or dominant, who fucking cares? But I see what you're doing. I was also thinking about that because I was watching someone stream and they brought up, like, God, what was it? It was not Sekaiichi Hatsukoi. I'm like, it was one of those big three. It's like Junjo Romantica, Sekaiichi, Hatsukoi, and then third one. It was the third one. I don't know, but they do that where they make the uke super tiny, and it's so weird. And in the first episode of that, I remember because I had to watch it for a class. And I'm like, damn. Why is there assault in the first episode? And the big, strong, masculine top guy, pissing me off. I guess that's what annoys me. You're reinventing the straight wheel. We don't have to be doing that. Oh my goodness. Can I get to odds today? Or not, I keep saying odds. Odds in my brain is 4096. No, it's 8192. Can we get to half odds? It's like 200 away. It is literally 200 away. Yippee! Now it's gonna haunt me. What the fuck is that one called? If I look up this thing, will it pop up? Webtoon? Ew! Yucky. Okay, actually, I don't have anything against Webtoon. Spicy. I hate I don't like when erotica is spicy. Oh, one thing I'm glad no, we're not 8 hours streaming. I get encounters way faster than that. Huh? What do you mean, huh? But hello? This is gonna haunt me. What the fuck is it called? Popular. Rar. XD. Rar. Rar. Is it Sekaiichi Hatsukoi? Is that the one with the guy with the white hair and then the little itty bitty guy with the brown hair? Is that the one? And then the third one would be Love Stage. Oh goodness, they're all the same to me. They all have the same vibe, and the vibe is weird. Okay, I'm looking it up. What is... Like, I thought Sekaiichi was the one with the mangaka, and the other one. One doesn't remember. It's been so long. Huh. Oh. Do I just not remember what these characters look like? Oh my god. All these fucking yaoi boys look the same. I get to say this, by the way. Okay, maybe this one's the manga one. Then what the hell is Junjo Romantica? Toho. This would be the best time to find a shiny. Okay, I was thinking of Junjo Romantica. Okay, that's the one with the white. Yeah! Okay, his hair isn't white. It's like weird gray. Why the hell is he so tall? Wait! That's another thing that I forgot to mention. It's where they make the uke look like a little baby. Wait, no, I wanted to. Okay, it's fine. I wanted to learn Bite. Why does bro look so much younger than the other guy? Weird. Oh my god, he's like this big, and I'm holding my hand up to the screen in like a little pinch gesture. He's like this big, and the other guy's huge. Why do they do this? Please tell me this isn't a common trope now. I don't know what the tropes are now. I'm like the most recent thing that's come out that I've watched. I don't actually know. What would it be? In terms of, like, gay. I'm like, well, Given doesn't do that. They're the same age and the same height, somehow. And then, what was that other one? Sasaki Tomiyano. That one's kind of it, but not really, but like a little. A little. That one's also kind of boring, though, so... Shrimply read fanfiction. Okay, wait. Back to off. I understand. Okay, first of all, the fact that, major... Or, like, whatever the... What is the tag? Major violence. The fact that that tag isn't higher up is crazy. What the fuck are the Batter and Zachary getting up to? What are they getting up to? Huh? I understand that there's, like, no characters in that game. There's, like, 3. What are they getting up to? It's haunting me. When the whole game is beating things to death with your bat, how is graphic depictions of violence not higher? Interesting. I need to know. Just out of curiosity. I love looking at common spawn fanfiction tags. They're just so interesting. What tropes do you like? What tropes are common in this fandom? And if ABO is one of the top ones, it's cursed. It's cursed and it's evil and I want to get out of here. Help! Help! We do a little senseless violence. No! No! He does a lot of senseless violence. It's all senseless. Well, it's not senseless to him. It's for purification. But it is kind of senseless. It's like when a fandom has a ton of high school AU, I know that you all are like 14. I know that y'all are 14, and that's okay. You're allowed to be 14. But I will be leaving. And it's like how if there's a bunch of soulmates and Hanahaki, I also leave because that stuff annoys me. I love being able to filter tags so much. I hate soulmates. Soulmates die in a fire. Except I don't actually do that because occasionally there's a good take on it. Very, very, very occasionally. And it always falls under the umbrella of I'm not listening to what the universe tells me because I have free will. That's the thing that I don't like. Where's the buildup? It's the, oh, we're universally assigned soulmates. Well, I guess I like you now. No. That's not very satisfying. And then, okay, when I say Hanahaki, do you know what I'm talking about? That one annoys me in the same way that ABO annoys me, in which they basically all read the same to me. In ABO, it's like, oh no, I'm going into heat. Alpha, please. I can't. And Hanahaki, it's like, no, I can't get the surgery to save my life. My love is too important to me. Fuck you mean? Are you stupid? Maybe I'm too aromantic for this. Fuck you mean? Dummy. Oh, and I also can't confess my feelings. Ugh. Except in my observation, simply based on the vibe of the pros, I feel like Hanahaki tends a bit younger. Not a single clue, I just nod along. Okay. So Hanahaki literally, I believe, translates to like flower cough. What happens is if you're in unrequited love with someone, you start coughing up flowers that are like related to the person that you're in unrequited with. And eventually it'll get so bad that you'll die. So it's like, oh, you have to confess your feelings or you're gonna fucking die. And then in a lot of them, there's like a surgery that you can get that'll remove the flowers, but it means that you won't have feelings for this person anymore. And 99% of the time, they're like, no, I don't want to do it. Fuck you mean? Don't piss me off. Oh, yeah. I swear to God, that shit was so common in Danganronpa. I felt like I saw it so much. I don't see it a lot in other fandoms, or at least the ones that I peruse personally. I'm getting too heated about tropes. My throat is hurting. But yeah, there's a couple good things that I've read about it before. Honestly, most of them revolve around getting the surgery, and then that shit just comes back regardless, because that's kind of funny. Not funny, ha. Well, no, it is funny, haha. You're so down bad for this person, you can't escape. It's a little funny. Anyway, I was gonna say the better iteration is just fuck or die. SMH my damn head. That one feels pretty self-explanatory. But you know what? I like how like fuck or die is the better one. I don't like shit like sex pollen. I don't know why. The vibe is different. Let it flow through you. No. And you know what? Write whatever you want. Don't care about what my dumbass has to say about tropes. I just have thoughts. Because I keep seeing them. And what the hell else are we supposed to do while I'm running back and forth in the grass for hours and hours and hours? Exactly. Exactly. I talk about things that I care about. Gay people in fanfiction. Okay, but also, I feel like a lot of the common tropes just never pop up in things that I'm in. It's fine. Just thinking about... I feel like at one point it was kind of popular to make, like, tier lists with fanfic tropes, and I'm like, damn, I feel like I don't see any of these. And some of these are like, less broad than others. Like, Hanahaki is something specific, but Friends to Lovers feels a lot more broad, you know? Like, one's a specific scenario, and the other is just, like, a vibe. And then other tropes are just like, oh no, there was only one bed. And I'm like, that's a weak sauce trope. Not in the sense that it's bad, but in like a... Okay, and? Nidoran. I would love to get this Nidoran next phase. Is it bad to say that I kind of have a good feeling about the next shiny that I'm gonna get? I know if I declare that, it's definitely not gonna be what I want. But like, it'd be really, really nifty if it was. It'd be really cool and swag. Oh. Wait, you sent something. Oh my god, no, the Weavile card! Evil! I'm dropping this game. PM clearly doesn't know how gacha work. All those early system-related blunders made me believe, but releasing the alt form of the main girl being obsessed with another guy? Yeah. I've seen where this goes. I won't something my money for garbage like this, then I can't read the rest of the words. What do you mean? First of all, main girl, Lamau. She's not the main girl. Second of all, you know what? For Limbus, it's extra stupid. Because if it's in a mirror world, you can just be like, okay, well, that's Faust in this mirror world. But in this other mirror world, she's actually my Manic Pixie Dream Girl girlfriend, huh? Oh my god. I talk too much. Shut the fuck up. Listen to me complain about how this healing spring won't let me bring back my Dark Hunter. Thank you. Sloth that eviscerates that one ungeared frontliner. Very cool. What are you talking about? Me talk too much. Me throat hurt. Me cough. Me care too much about fan fiction. Ew, I opened up my phone to see the Junjo Romantica boys. Ew, I hate them. I hate them. They're icky. Oh, Etrian Odyssey? Rip. Why won't it let you bring back your Dark Hunter? What's the point of having a healing spring if it doesn't heal, huh? Is it stupid? Ugh. My goodness. Okay, I guess another gripe, and it's just like a low-key gripe. I think it's more funny than anything. What the fuck is up with people calling something a slow burn? And then it's like 3,000 words. That shit ain't slow. I can read that in 15 minutes tops. Oh. This time I'll complete it and not peter out around 2nd, 3rd stratum. How far is that through the game? I actually finished all my tea this time. Yippee. It was icy cold. Eewee. Okay. You know what? While I'm complaining about fanfiction tropes, it is more so thing that makes me go, Because on one hand, I'm like, yay! More trans people getting written about. I hecking love trans people because I am a trans people and I like seeing me. 10 to 20 hours if you're being fast? Damn. Anyways, it's when people write porn about trans people and it's very clear that they don't... It's... Okay, I shouldn't say it's very clear, but it definitely reads like, okay, you're just writing a woman. You're writing a trans mask character as a woman, and this shit feels weird. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. Things that make me go, Pidgey. Playing on expert, so I need to grind more to keep up with damage and 4. I'm sorry to hear that. Burb. Okay, my good feeling, that means I'm definitely gonna get a shiny Spearow, which is the most common thing on this route. Beep. Man, thinking about HSR, why the fuck did they... Who is it? It's like Pearl or something? She looks so cool in her suit, and then they literally just made her Kokomi at home. What the hell? Fuck that game. I'm not looking forward to doing the post-game. Well, no one's making you do the post-game, silly. You don't have to do it. What happens in the post-game, though? What makes it worse? Beep. Bird. Wait, 3969. That's a good number. I mean, haha, the joke is sex. Laugh. Sex is funny, isn't it? It's not? Oh. Yeah, who'da thunk it? You know what? I'm glad that 6-7 is the funny number now, because... because, haha, the joke is sex. It's like, okay, I guess. That's not funny, though. But 6-7 doesn't mean shit. So it's a little funnier. Wow, one of my friends playing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. If any of y'all have played Tears of the Kingdom, how long did you spend on it? Just out of curiosity, like how long does a person usually spend in that game? Because obviously you can gun it to do all the main missions or whatever and beat the game. But if you're just like dicking around and shit, how long would all that take? I don't know. Ain't there still like 999 Koroks? Tried to rush and took about 55 hours? Jeez! That's like a JRPG. No. In my brain, a JRPG is like 80 hours. But specifically the way that I play them, where I try to go out of my way to do all the things. But since I'm not following a guide, I probably end up missing stuff. But I try and hit things. But not bad. I mean, in my brain, I'm like, oh, well, money to time conversion. We're coming up a little short. Something, $70 game. But if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, you don't. Definitely was an interesting time when Tears of the Kingdom was coming out and everyone was playing Tears of the Kingdom and being little old me, and probably anyone else who doesn't particularly care, being like, huh, look at all, just everywhere you look, wow, this thing that I just don't care. When will it stop? When will we move on? No, that feels mean. But true. Okay, first you have the 3 dragons, Wyvern Fire, Drake Ice, Dragon Electric. If you don't bring a protector to null elements, not happening. They also drop a rare material for the best weapon, which is best for the ones who can equip a sword, of course. Nerds get dabbed on. Why is sword the basic bitch protagonist weapon? Every protagonist, basic bitch sword. It's fine, but like, it's so common. Dead ass, one of the reasons where I'm like, okay, if I make a protagonist in a thing where they have to fight, they cannot use a sword. That shit's lame. And you can do gimmicks with the sword. It could turn into a whip sword. It could look like a lightning bolt. It could do this, that, the third. It's still a sword. And it probably is because it's basic bitch. Then, last stratum, real boss. And the super boss, Ingmi. What the heck is an Ingmi? Ingmi is such a silly name. Burb. We're almost at 4th app. I had a moment. Oh yeah, let it be known. So I have like my little counter thing. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Oh, I thought you meant that was the name of the boss. Like, that's a strange name, but okay. Well, what if you just made it? Anyway, the point is that there's a PNG of a blue Nidoran on my screen. But it's definitely not a Gen 3 one. Like, it's very smooth and rendered. At some point yesterday, I glanced up and I saw the Nidoran as I got into an encounter, and I was so convinced that that was it. I shinoed like crazy on a smooth-ass PNG that's definitely not from this game. I might be a little dumb. Also, the last boss is the source of evil, the pallid whale! No, it's just some horrible creature called the primeval. Of course it is. That does sound like a very JRPG-y final boss. Speaking of which, I want to play Final Fantasy VI. I don't know why. Primeval. Etrian. I can't freaking spell! I also can't spell Odyssey. The Yggdrasil core? Oh my goodness. That... Oh my goodness. That is a big critter. What am I looking at? What a guy. Nice abomination you got there. Why is it in Yggdrasil? Why is it in the Tree of Life? Get out of there. Not the prime evil. Same thing, that might be its Etrian Odyssey Untold title. Okay. See, I just looked up Primeval Etrian Odyssey. It was the first thing that popped up. So you're saying that shit comes back? Unless that's like a remake of some sort. Oh, wait, almost at 4K. Almost. 4K. Yippee! It's normal, Spearow. They really step it up in EO3 Super Boss, but that's for another day. Step it up in terms of like difficulty or how good it is. 4K. Yippee! All right, we'll go to 4100 and then I'll call it. Oh, Untold is the 3DS remake. Oh. So what's it is it the remake of the first one? Interesting. Things need to be labeled as remakes or else my ass is not gonna know. Ah! Stop yawning. Did I count that twice? Oh well. No! Spearow. I mean, thank goodness the shiny didn't show up when I was talking about the sex pollen or whatever. Nidoran, you want to be blue so badly. We could be blue together. And then I get to go to bed. And then I get to wake up. And then I totally will get a darker eye. Oh. Did my Pokemon sleep? And I should charge my phone. And then I can glue together my keychain. And I can think about calling the doctor, or... I gotta email a surgeon. I gotta maybe call the doctor's office back. Or, like, send the doctor a message being like, hey, is this the... Do you have this as a follow-up or as, like, a... Whatever. Things for... I was gonna say for tomorrow me to worry about. I technically am tomorrow me. But in my mind, the day doesn't start until I wake up. This is an extension of today. Even though it's past 12 a.m. And while 100 encounters takes like 20 minutes or so, maybe a little more. Yeah, maybe more like 25. We're chilling. And now I'm hiccuping. Throat hurt, hiccuping. I got too heated. Truly only remember things that do not matter. Oh, there's Untold 1 and Untold 2. They both had a campaign of sorts centered around the new classes Highlander and Fafnir Knight. Okay. So I'd assume that Untold 1 and 2 are the more definitive ways of experiencing 1 and 2. Unless the originals are better. I was gonna say, I'd assume that the remakes are better, but I'm not a knower. I'm not terribly familiar with games that I play getting remakes. Gets town management added to street pass functions. Ugh. Like fucking Bravely Default. Not gonna lie, that shit pissed me off. Cause it's so interesting in theory, like, oh, you get to build the town that got destroyed. Except if you don't street pass, it's gonna take you thousands and thousands and thousands of hours. Neater and female. And not only that, but you need your game to be on and your DS in sleep mode. So realistically, it's just an aspect of the game that you're never going to complete. I love Street Pass, but it's so sad now that nobody carries around their 3DS. If I know that I'm going out somewhere, I will bring my 3DS, and 99.9% of the time, nothing. Which doesn't surprise me, but it's like... Did they even have the foresight to be like, what will this mechanic be like when nobody is doing this? And people still want to play our game? Which is another reason why it's insane. Why the fuck does Bravely Default 1 have microtransactions? It's a real game with microtransactions. You can't even do the microtransactions anymore because the eShop is closed. But why were they there in the first place? That's so weird. Speaking of games that have not finished. I actually like finishing games. It's just some games I can't get into as much as others. Why I've not finished Nier Automata. Not quite as grindy, you also get guild cards from other players to borrow their highlighted adventure like Limbus Company, or they'll randomly appear in the labyrinth and give you items. See, but that sounds so fun. But you just don't street pass with anyone, and it's so sad. Everyone, start carrying around your 3DS, please. I want a street pass. Another reason why the Switch sucks. You can't carry that shit around, and it doesn't have street pass capabilities, or anything like it. It's a fake portable console. I would kill for a new for a Nintendo actual portable console to be made. You might say, "Oh, Switch Lite doesn't count." Kinda counts, but doesn't count. Honestly, though, I think I would like a Switch Lite more than a Switch. But I have no idea how that would work in terms of putting it into the capture card. Because it's always in handheld mode. Thank you, level 90 farmer. Max items, max passive, and grinding passives. That person is so nice. They're not griefing you. Eepy. I need to get my laundry as well. Honestly, it's probably fine, but I should get it anyways. Burb. Thank you. It is cosmically a little funny that I phased 3 times looking for a 50%. And then the first 2 things I find after that are the thing that I was looking for, and it is at a lower percentage. For context, Pidgey is 30% on this route. And then Spearow is 35, I think. Nidoran male is 14. Jigglypuff and Mankey are 10, and Nidoran female is 1. And then Nidoran swap per version. I've definitely been on this route for a hot sec. Hopefully this will also be the hunt that goes over odds as well. Just so I can be like, okay, I can go over odds. My luck isn't busted. We're normal. In my brain, going under odds is like building karmic debt. Which makes no sense and is not how numbers work, I realize. But it's like, if it keeps happening, that's statistically improbable. So when it keeps happening, it's more statistically improbable. Which means that it's gotta swing the other way eventually. Well, the farmer is a sleeper pick since they have access to instant death via scythe skills and status effects and binds at the end of the turn with gardening. I'll be honest, the idea of a farmer gardener just sounds fun, so I like that class. I'm in support of being a farmer. Or just yawn and cause everyone in the battle to fall asleep. No! Wait, but that won't work since the battles aren't lasting for longer than 1 turn. They're not gonna fall asleep. It would be nice having a status Mullen on the team for catching things, which low-key is one of the reasons why I wanted Venomoth, because it gets sleep powder. But it probably won't come up. But I would like to try and complete a decent portion of the decks. I am discouraged knowing that I'm not going to be able to actually complete it because I don't have a leaf green to trade with. But I can get some stuff. And you need 60 entries in your decks to complete all the story anyways. Which is so interesting. Why did they do that? Stop yawning! This sucks. I was gonna say the music isn't helping, but to be honest, I'm not listening that hard to it. But it is very chill. I love you, Gen 5. They'll never make me hate you. And finally, no one's trying to make me hate it. I know I bring it up, it feels like every single time. I'm glad that the tide is finally starting, or not starting, it's changed on Gen 5. People realize that it's good now. I do realize that that's mostly an artifact of the people who grew up with Gen 5 are now becoming, or are now adults, who are probably a lot more vocal now. But it's nice. It's nice seeing that people do, in fact, have good taste sometimes, not jerking off Gen 3 or whatever. That was probably not a good way to put it. But that was definitely there were 2 sentiments. One is Emerald is the best game ever, And why would they ever make anything else? Or Pokemon was bad. It was only good in Gen 1, which is dumb. Maybe that's a smidge of where my Emerald haterism comes from. The contrarianism kicking in. I do too. The EO3 has stiff competition with classes though, like ninjas, shamans, sovereigns, pirates, gladiators, monks, arbalists. There's even 2 classes locked behind 2 factions. You have to play the game 3 times in a row. Why the fuck would I do that? I'm gonna be a pirate. Arg. I'm gonna be a shiny Nidoran. Male. Never mind, I'm gonna be a normal Pidgey. I'm gonna be a single Wartortle. Stop yawning! Ad break. I hecking hate ads. I've noticed on one of the sports betting ads recently that they have, well, maybe it was always there and I didn't notice it, but now I've noticed it. They have like a gambling addiction hotline at the bottom in like 50% opacity text. And I'm like, Things that make me go, It's like at the end of a medicine commercial where they quick fire off all the potential symptoms. It feels like that. It's like, yeah, that's super cool that you're putting on this veneer about actually caring about gambling addiction, but you are literally marketing gambling. And you're being like, wow, look at all this cool gambling. Doesn't it look fun? And you could win big money. Oh, but please spend responsibly, please. And if you have a problem, please call our number. You are spending money to advertise your gambling platform. Pick one. Sorry, Super Boss at the 3rd playthrough? Fuck you, me and Super Boss only shows up after you've beaten the game 3 times. That's stupid. Show up after the first one. I already beat the game. Why would I do it again? Nidoran female! I wish I kept track of how many Nidoran female I've seen throughout this whole thing. I was gonna say it's gotta be at least like 50 or something, but that feels maybe high. I mean, on average, I've seen... If you see 1 per 100 encounters, that would mean that in theory I've seen 40 or so during this hunt that I'm doing right now with this number. But that doesn't feel right. But also I'm not paying that much attention, so who cares? I mean, EO3 is the best one of the 3 on Steam currently. Is it? Okay, but which one's the best one in general? And still, why would you play through the whole game again? Like, if there's not a new story, there's no new characters, why would I do that? That just seems tedious for no reason. It's the tedium that gets me. Even if there is a New Game Plus mode to get through the game faster, it's still like, okay, waste my time still. 30 more encounters. And then me go bed, me tired. Me Kirby. I freaking love Kirby. Burb. I like how I've only found 2 of the shinies that I've been looking for on stream, and both of them have been phases. Buh. Ah! Sorry for constantly knocking shit against my desk, by the way, because I know y'all can hear it. My bad. It's okay, you get the personable charm, so you know that I'm not like an AI or something. Beep boop. I'm yawning so much. If I don't go to sleep in like 5 minutes, I'm gonna be mad. What in the world? Look at this. I have so many... so many nothings. My bird. I'd say Nexus if you have a 3DS and EO3. What? Once you pick a faction, you're stuck with it until the end. It would be a lot quicker to run through the second or third playthrough with your endgame party and drawn map. Oh, so you're mapping your levels carry over? Okay, so it is faster, but still. Doing all of that, and it still probably takes a while. Just to fight one boss? Like, you get why I think that's not worth the trouble. It just sounds annoying. Nexus is the last game. I'm confused. Do all of them require multiple playthroughs for super bosses? What if I just didn't? Surely I couldn't be missing out on that much. Nidoran. Next shiny will be Nidoran. Watch me find it tomorrow, but before stream starts. True. Ugh. Yeah, the eepiness is really getting me. Gotta go to bed before 1 a.m. so I can get my freaking Pokemon Sleep rewards because I have my bedtime set to 12:30. As to be realistic. I think that the data it generates is interesting, but not in terms of it being accurate. Just in terms of, like, how it's calculated. How can you tell that my mattress is moving? Oh no, just EO3 and Untold 1 and 2 if you want to do 2 playthroughs with the story guild and your own guild. Ugh. That's too complicated. Most games I don't generally play through multiple times. I'm like, I've gotten the experience. Why would I do it again? If it's not substantially different, I could just do something else. I could experience another game. Unless it's short, in which case I have less gripes about it, because it's short. Like, playing Undertale through multiple times, that's fine. That's like 3 hours, tops. Maybe 5. Wait, only 3 until we hit half odds. And I said half odds instead of odds. Half odds approaching. Wee woo, wee woo. A Nexus is a lot like Monster Hunter GU. You get a smattering of classes from the previous 5 games, and you revisit locations from those as well. Oh, that sounds fun. But probably you'd like it more if you had context from the previous ones, yes? Okay, wait, 4096. Half odds. Yippee! And it's not shiny, but not surprising. 9-7. Regular Mankey. 98. Regular bird. 99. Well, if nothing else, I could definitely get to 1,000 tomorrow. Because I don't want to say that I didn't do 1,000 encounters, but I did a lot of them. All right, last encounter for the night, 4,100, and it is a regular, degular pidgey. EO is like FF, or it's all individual stories. Okay, that's good. That was like an inkling in my brain of like, are these connected? Would I be missing out on lore if I just played one over the other? I don't know. But I mean, like, you'd have appreciation for the areas coming back if you knew what they were. That's what I was trying to say. Anyways, didn't get it again today, but once again, I'm not surprised, but we have hit half odds. So, yay. Tomorrow, we'll hit whatever number I end up hitting. Okay? Maybe it'll even be 6,000. It'll be the longest hunt I've had in this game so far, and I've found 6 full odd shinies. Yippee. Ugh. Sorry, the tiredness is hitting me, so I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.